And welcome back to another CBB Talk with your boy Will Dickinson. And wow, what a weekend indeed. We had plenty of buzzer beaters this week, game winners, upsets. This was the first weekend, it's the last weekend before March. And this one, it felt like March. March came a little early this year. And I don't think anyone's complaining. College basketball is, not the premier sport, but everyone's starting to watch, everyone's starting to get into. And right now, it's about to be tournament time. Some conference tournaments are starting today, and March Madness is right around the corner. And we got power conferences doing their tournaments next week. So here it is, guys, the end of the regular season, last week of it. It's been a crazy road. So let's get into this little recap of games. Let's start with one of the craziest games, and it was in Carver Hawkeye Arena. Shout out to Caitlin Clark. But it wasn't that game. It was the Michigan State Iowa game. So I was in Charlotte on Saturday, and I'm in the hotel. I'm watching this game, and we're about to go out. Me and my parents are about to go to a restaurant before we went to this Hornets game at night. So I didn't get to watch a couple of the 8 o'clock, or I didn't get to watch the first half of the 8 o'clock game. So because we went to the Hornets game, but I was watching this game in the hotel. We're about to walk out, and I swear this happens. We're walking. I leave the hotel, and there's around 50 seconds left, and I go, "Ooh, that's a great win for Michigan State to get one on the road." I don't know about Iowa making the tournament. And then I'm walking down. I'm walking past another restaurant, and I look in, and because I know the game coming on ESPN was the Baylor Texas game, so I kind of want to look at the score. But then I look in, and I see that game's in overtime. I'm like, how the heck is this game in overtime? And then I go through I go Yahoo Sports, and I go look at the recent plays. And I just see 3-pointers made there, and a big game from Iowa, a big home win there to go to 18-11 on the year. And they finish. It was a big game from Sandfort. He had 22 at Sixers in this one. Chris Murray got back on his train with 26. Tony Perkins had 24, and then Iowa made 5 threes to finish out the game in the last minute of the game. It was a crazy game. I mean, for Michigan State to score 100 points and lose, that hurts. I mean, both teams scored 59 points in the second half. Not a lot of defense there, and Iowa gets a huge win. Michigan State had 30 from Tyson Walker, 20 from Jordan Atkins, 18 from Hauser, 15 from Harvard, 16 for Malik Hall, and they couldn't get a win there. So that's really disappointing there from this Michigan State team. I think they're playing better. They've got more healthy recently, and they're not the deepest team. They really only got 36 minutes from Hall, and no one else really sat that often there. And Iowa got a big win. That's one of the craziest games. I wish I could have watched that live, but I didn't. But of course, you go back, watch the highlights of that ending. I mean, and shout to Iowa. That stare down from Fran McCaffrey was a little strange. I'm not gonna lie. Watching that, I was just like, what the heck is going on? It was definitely strange. I didn't know what to think about that. But guess what? Maybe from the basketball gods, it came down upon them, and they won. So maybe that stare down, helped them. So good win for Iowa there to get, a huge tournament, boosting win, and they move into a comfortable spot, I would say, in the tournament after what happened in that game. And the next day, of course, Carver Hawkeye was going, and for Caitlin Clark and the women's team who got a big win. Let's talk about another game that ended in a buzzer beater. This one was a game winner from Arizona State and Devin Cambridge. He hits one from past half court for the win. And this one I was watching live in the hotel. So he came back. I'm pretty sure he came back from lunch, and we were waiting to go to the game. I think that's what happened. And we're watching this game, and I think it's over. And make the free throw. He missed the first, makes the second free throw, and he just chucks that boy from half court, and he goes in. I mean, what a shot there from Cambridge. And that's a huge win for Arizona State. That's one that could put you on the right side of the bubble. You're getting a road win in Arizona. That loss from Arizona helped UCLA, win the Pac-12 outright. And Arizona dropped out of the top 10 in the rankings, and they did the same thing for me. They dropped to 11 in the new rankings, and Arizona State got a huge bubble boosting win for them. They started out the year really good. They've been through some rough patches, but I think they're the third best team in the Pac-12 playing right now. Them and UCLA really close. Arizona State has to play USC and UCLA for the last 2 games. Win one of those games, and I think you could be a tournament team as long as you win your first Pac-12 tournament game. But of course, all these conference tournaments, we'll see what happens to them as they finally get the full bracket fooled out, complete and set for tournament time. We're just going to go through some other notable results. And if Clemson destroyed NC State, but another bubble boosting win for the Tigers there. NC State will be a tournament team. Clemson, that's a huge win. Shout out to Brevin Galloway, 28 in this one. Villanova, they're hot. Villanova's hot right now going into this Big East tournament with 1 week remaining in the regular season. Got a win at home against Creighton. Creighton dropped down my top 25. Iowa State wasn't in my top 25 already, and now they've lost 2 in a row. They're sitting at 17 and 11 right now. There'll be a tournament team. They did something similar last year where they started off really good. They went through a tough patch in Big 12 play, and then they made the Sweet 16. Will it be the same this year? I'm not sure because they only scored 50 in this one. They kind of look like Virginia right now with, a worse resume. TCU got a big win. Mike Miles did his thing out there and got the win. 24 for him in this one. And I think he hit the go-ahead shot there. Texas Tech played really tough in that second half. We'll watch the end of that one there. And they need that win to probably put themselves in the tournament. It's going to be tough for Texas Tech. They got to get a win in the Big 12 tournament. And hopefully not lose these last 2 going in to tournament play. UConn, they're one of my highest risers. They're now up to my 13th spot in the rankings. They're just playing that good right now. They're getting back to that spot where they're at in the beginning of the year. They've lost to St. John's at home this year. They get a win on the road there. And this team plays together. And Sonogo hasn't been that dominating force, but their guards have really stepped up. And they look like they're ready for March, which is great to see. Brandon Miller, he has that not celebration. He has that intro that definitely needs to change, but he puts up 24. Him and Nick Smith go back and forth. Miller is more efficient in this one, and they end up winning. Good game from Arkansas. This team's getting back to that spot where I think they wanted to be at the beginning of the year. Alabama, they're sitting at my second best team in the country for a reason. They're young and they can get cold at times, but in the second half we saw how hot they can be, and they got a nice win there at home in Tuscaloosa, and now they look like they got the SEC championship, regular season championship on locks there. Kansas State wins a road one at Oklahoma State. Good one for them. The Wildcats, one of the hottest teams in the nation, up to 7th in my rankings, playing really good, looking like that team they were a month or 2 ago, as they went through a little cold streak for 2 weeks. Baylor wins a home game against Texas, one of the best games of the weekend there. Hopefully Keontae George will be back. I'm not sure on what his status is. I'm looking this up right now. Keontae George. Let's see, news about Keontae George. Because he did suffer an ankle injury there. We'll see if he'll be back for his first game. I think they play tonight, actually, against Texas Tech. So we'll see if he's in tonight. But other players stepped up. Jalen Bridgers had a good game. Langston Love, Dale Bonner. These guys that they need to step up when it comes to tournament time and help them get more opportunities. But they definitely will want Keontae George coming in the Big 12 tournament here, wrapping up the regular season. Oral Roberts, the only team in college basketball to go undefeated in conference play. They're super close to my rankings. I think they're the second team out right now. So I got them at 27th in the rankings. Kentucky, we'll see them in the tournament this year. They are also one of the first teams out of my rankings. They actually are now put in the AP poll. I'm pretty sure, the 24th ranked team. So shout out to Kentucky after, many people questioned if they were going to be in the tournament this year. They proved them wrong now. I think they're on a 3-4 game win streak. And Auburn's put themselves in bubble territory there after losing by 32. Losing by 32. Their offense just isn't great. If you're Auburn, I don't know. I'll mark my words, Auburn, I will not pick them to win a game in the tournament, no matter who they play. Just not going to pick them to win a game in the tournament. Kentucky, I really like how they're playing right now, and Oscar Tshiebwe is getting back to that level that he was at last year. Texas A&M lost. I still got them ranked. I got them at 22 right now in my rankings. Mississippi State helped their bubble chances with a win. The third buzzer beater that happened was Miami. They blew a 25-point lead, a 23 halftime lead to Florida State at home. That's a quad 3. It's a quad 3 loss, I'm pretty sure. It may be quad 4, but I think it's quad 3 for Miami there. And not all quad 3 losses are equal. This one was on a buzzer beater by Matthew Cleveland. Good shot there. Looked like what he did against Virginia last year. And just, Miami's offense was super good in that first half, and they cooled down in the second half. I still think Miami's the best team in the ACC, especially what the other top team, Virginia, has been doing recently. We can get to that in a little bit. I only dropped Miami 3 spots. I still got them 16th. My highest ACC team. I have 3 ACC teams ranked right now. But no, Miami's the highest at 16. So no ACC in the top 15. There's no ACC team in the top 30 of KenPom in the moment, which I don't think that's ever happened. So ACC's having a real down year. Kansas continues to win, continues to have struggling starts, but finishes strong there. A nice team performance from McCullough, DeJuan Harris, Grady Dick, and Jalen Wilson. Those 4 get the job done in this one with some help from KJ Adams. Of course, that's where they struggle. They don't have a great big man, but he had 13 in this one. Jalen Wilson's gone cold these last couple of games, had 11 in this one. And only 3 points from the bench. Shows a team performance from Kansas there. West Virginia played tough. I think West Virginia, maybe that 17 to sneak into the tournament there. And we'll see if this hard schedule in the Big 12 will help these teams like an Iowa State or West Virginia or TCU, or will this, they'll be so worn down and then they won't be able to perform in the tournament. Pitt, your first place in the ACC by yourself. Going into last week, can they get the 1 seed there? Jeff Cable will probably win ACC Coach of the Year. He's doing an amazing job after that blowout win again. Not blowout, 17-point win against Pittsburgh. They hit 16 threes. Good one there for Pitt. Sorry. UNC. We can get to this UNC game now. I didn't get to watch this one. I was in the Hornets game. I had it on at points. Just a bad first half from the Cavaliers. Jane Garner is the only one that wants to do anything on offense, and I thought it was going to be another one where they struggled to score 60 points. They got 63 in this one. I didn't know if that was going to happen. And, of course, Pete Nance decides to have maybe his best game as a Tar Heel. We held Armando Bacon in check. We get him into foul trouble. But Virginia this hasn't performed to that level they did earlier in the year. They're now on a 2-game losing streak, and they go and play Clemson on Tuesday at home. Clemson, Louisville to finish out the year. That should be a 2-0 stretch for Virginia going in the ACC play as maybe the 1 seed. We'll see. I got them 19th in my rankings. They just haven't performed like a great team there. You only hit 4 threes as a team. You're probably not going to win a lot of games. And Kie Clark only gets 9 shots there. We played a small lineup that worked. We start Vanderplas in that one, but McNeely, he's struggling these last couple of games. I still like the way he plays, but the freshmen are kind of coming down to earth for Virginia. And Gardner had to be the main scoring option there. And I love it when Virginia gets Armin Franklin and when he heats up, when Beekman's all over the defensive end there. And Beekman did his job to help Caleb the 2-12 shooting. So North Carolina, it's a big win. It's a quad 1 for now. Virginia's 28th in the net. So Carolina gets a quad 1 win. I still want to have them in the tournament there. Just finish it. If they can beat Duke on Saturday, then I think they would be in the tournament for sure. Not guaranteed, but they would be on track to make it. Boise State lost to San Jose State, so that one hurts the Boise State's at-large hopes. I think they could still definitely make it, but that definitely just lowered their odds. One of the biggest results of the weekend I almost forgot about was this Purdue Indiana game. I watched a little bit of it. It was kind of going on. It kind of wrapped up by the time I was back after the game. And, Purdue played a great first half of basketball. And they held Mr. Trace Jackson Davis in check. I looked at the box score and he had 0 points. I thought he was going to be injured. I wasn't watching that first half. I watched more of the second half there. Purdue played a good first half. Had a lead going into halftime. They got Zach Yee the ball good enough. He wasn't self today. They played good defense on him. Fletcher Lawyer was all right, but no one else really stepped up for this Boilermakers team. In that second half, it was all Jalen Hood Schifino. This dude will be the biggest riser on draft boards, on the boards going into the tournament. I think he can have a nice special run in this March Madness there. Trace Jackson had 10, 8, and 7, so not a great scoring game from the big, but he did make. He did get his team involved there, and he gave it to the freshman who had 35. One of the best, probably the best game of his career, and a huge one for the freshman in Indiana. One of the best games from an Indiana player in this rivalry ever, and they got the job done. A season sweep on Purdue, and this hurts Purdue 1 seed's hopes. They stayed the 5 in the rankings, and in mine, I'm pretty sure they dropped to 6. I put UCLA at 4 and Marquette at 5. Purdue's at 6. I hit them in Kansas State really close. Purdue's 1 seed hopes are hurting. They gotta go and win. I think they gotta win out. I wouldn't say they gotta win out, but they gotta either win out. I think they'll be a 1 seed, or if they don't win the Big Ten tournament, they're gonna need help to get this 1 seed. Indiana, a big win, bounce back win after losing early this week to Michigan State. They got back on the winning trade there, and it was because of their star freshman, Jalen Hood Schifino. Going through the rest of these results here, Houston keeps winning. I think they're the best team in the country. We'll see if it can translate to tournament time because of their weaker schedule. Duke keeps winning. They're close to my rankings. They really are. They are the first team out of my rankings. So Duke playing way better recently. They got a big date next Saturday against their rival, North Carolina. Another great result there was Gonzaga. They beat St. Mary's. What you expect. I didn't think there was any way Gonzaga was going to lose this game. They got off to a great first half there. Logan Johnson kept St. Mary's in this game. He had 27 in this one, but Timmy did his thing, and Antoine Watson, the big mans for Gonzaga, really were the stars in this one. They got the win by 9. What I expected. They covered. They won. The Zags will share a title for the regular season. They'll be the 2 seed, and they'll win. I'm gonna guess they win this tournament, and they'll go in as a 2-3 seed in the NCAA tournament. Gonzaga's back. They have a down year, and if this is a down year for Gonzaga, that's how good this program is. Expect them in the Sweet 16 again under Mark Few, something that is now a normal occurrence. San Diego State won on the buzzer beater at New Mexico. It's a great win for the Aztecs. I believe I have the Aztecs up to 13th in my rankings. I have them at 12. The Aztecs are 12 in my rankings. They're the best team in the Mountain West, and a big shot there for San Diego State. Got the win done. It was Lamont Butler who hit the game winner there. Trammell had 18. Matt Bradley struggled. And Jamal Mashburn had a good game for New Mexico, but that really hurts. You got to win these home games. If you're New Mexico, didn't get the job done, that hurts the at-large case for New Mexico going in to the last week there. They would probably be out of the tournament, if I had to submit a full bracket. So I'm going to go look at these upcoming games. Actually, we'll may go over one on Sunday, but I need a quick water break. So on Sunday, shout out to Ohio State. They won a game. Illinois, you're going to be a tournament team, but you should win these games against teams that can't beat anyone. Maryland beat Northwestern, got them into my rankings there, dropped Northwestern just out. Maryland's 24, Northwestern dropped out there. Maryland is one of the best teams at home. The only time they've lost at home was against UCLA. So shout out to the Bruins there for winning the Pac-12. They're right now on pace for a 1 seed. Memphis keeps winning. You're close to being ranked, Memphis. You will be a tournament team. Kendrick Davis is back and playing really good. And then really the best game was Hunter Dickinson hitting the game. Send the game in the overtime on the buzzer beater. Don't foul up 3. You probably should. I don't love it, but you should do it. It's something that if I was a coach, you're fouling up 3. As a fan, I like it when they play it out. That's my opinion. Michigan dominates OT. Michigan's making an at-large case. Wisconsin's not making an at-large case at this point. I would have Michigan over Wisconsin after this game. And it's crazy to say that, but Michigan right now could be a tournament team and could make another Sweet 16 run. That's what Juwan Howard's done in his first couple years in Ann Arbor. Bradley wins the Missouri Valley. Shout out to them. And Penn State lost the game at home. Hurts their at-large case. Them and Michigan were battling out in the Pac-12. I guess with Wisconsin, I think Rutgers will make it. Good road win there. Rutgers isn't a great offensive team, but come from behind win got done. We'll go quickly talk about these games, and we'll get out. We'll be done. Conference tournament start. The A-Sun starts today in their first two preliminary games. UNC plays at Florida State. That should be a win. Don't lose. If North Carolina loses this game, they might be done. Baylor goes at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's fighting. They're hanging on by a thread right now. They got to win this game. Baylor, keep getting the wins. Keep trying to be a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. West Virginia plays Iowa State. Both these teams need a win. West Virginia's trying to, if both West Virginia and Oklahoma State lose, it's going to be interesting for this, if there will be a 17th in the tournament. Texas A&M win a game this week would be big. Sorry. And then on Tuesday, more tournaments start. I think the Sun Belt starts. Patriot League starts. Second round of A-Sun. I think that's about it for conference tournaments. Marquette goes at Butler. Marquette wins one more game. They'll win the Big East outright. Clemson at Virginia. Clemson wins this game. I think they'll submit themselves as a tournament team. Virginia needs to get back on track here. They're actually somehow 13th in the AP poll. AP poll loves Virginia. Loves my Cavaliers. They love them more than I do. Maybe I'm too harsh on my team, but I think it's fair. Iowa at Indiana. Both teams coming off big wins. Iowa, I think Iowa will be in the tournament. I do. They got to put 6-4 teams in this thing, right? I think Iowa will be one of them. Indiana try to get back-to-back wins, go back to Assembly Hall. Try to get second in the Big Ten. NC State goes at Duke. That's a good one. Probably the two best teams in North Carolina playing against each other. NC State will probably not win the game on the road. No, I don't think anyone's beat Duke and Cameron this year, so we'll see if NC State can do it in the last chance for a team to do so. Arkansas goes at Tennessee. That's a real good one. Tennessee got a nice win this weekend over South Carolina. I think they destroyed South Carolina. Arkansas coming off a tough loss. Tennessee, I got 17th in my rankings. They got 12th in the AP poll. Texas Tech plays Kansas. That's a good one. Don't expect Texas Tech to win it, but I think it will be close. That's 10 points. 10 points is a lot. Kansas, plays in a lot of close games, and they figure out to win most of them. But 10 points is a lot. And San Diego State goes at Boise State. Boise State needs to win this game. San Diego State, I think, winning this game would lock. I don't know if they already have, but this would definitely lock up the Mountain West. But that's a real good one there. Boise State, was close game in my rankings last week, and then they took a loss there, so they won't be in it. San Diego State's one of the biggest fragile, one of the hottest teams in the country. So that's it. A weekend that felt like March. A lot of buzzer beaters, a lot of fun. I'm feeling it, bro. I've been talking for a while. Thanks for watching. Good luck to your teams in conference tournament play and in the regular season. This one, it gets fun. See ya. I'm hyped. I'm so excited. Look how excited I am. All right, bye.